Hi everyone and welcome to another video on Turn to Data. So in today's video, we are going to see the next DataLemur question, which is average post hiatus part 1. This is a question which was sourced from Facebook. Let's look at the question. So given a table of Facebook posts, for each user who posted at least twice in 2021, write a query to find the number of days between each user's first post. Let me explain this query to you. So here we have a table. Let's first try to query the table. So I'll just say select star from, this is the table name. Let me just copy it and paste it here and run the code. So you can see this is the table that we have below. Let me try to scroll down. Yes, you have a user ID, post content, and if I scroll to the right, you also have a post date. Now, read the question very carefully. The question says, for each user, that means we'll have to show the users as rows, okay, who posted at least twice. This is another condition. So this will become one of our condition that the user should have at least 2 posts and the year of post should be 2021. So if somebody has posted in any year which is not 2021, we can ignore those. Okay. And it says write a query to find the number of days between each user's first post of the year and last post of the year. So in 2021, if somebody has made 2 posts, what we'll do is we'll take the difference between the max number and the minimum number and display it. You will get an idea when we solve this question. Let me come back to the question screen now. Okay, great. I'm going to remove all of this. We are using Postgres SQL to solve this question. You can also use MySQL, which is provided here. In case there is any slight change in syntax, please consider that while you are writing your query. Now, below you have some example input and you will also have an example output. So we need to display the user ID and the days between their first and the last post. Okay. For example, in this case, you have user ID 15162 who posted on 7th of October 2021, and then their next post or the last post in 2021 was on 7th of December. All right. So let's see how we can go ahead and solve this query. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a select statement. And if you remember, you have to show the user ID. So we'll just go ahead and type in the user ID. So our first column is taken care of. The next thing we want is show days between. Let's see how we can do this. So I'm just trying to see if we can get something by using the max and minimum functions. So if I do max of post date, and let me just do the table query from posts. Okay. Now, if you run this, you will not get an output because it will ask you to use the group by clause, because here we are using an aggregate function. All right. So I'm just going to say from posts group by user ID. Let's run it now. So you can see an output now. What it means is for this user ID, this was the maximum date or the date where they posted the last time. You can validate it also. So if I select this user's last post was on 12th. Okay. Now what I'm trying to do is I will do one thing. I'll deduct the minimum post date. Okay. And run the code. So you can observe one thing here. It gives me the number of days between the maximum post and the minimum post. So if I posted in December and my initial post was in January, so the number of days between December and January are shown here. Okay. So this is how you are getting it. Uh, when you are trying it out, probably you may not get it this way. You might get it in the same date format, but don't need to worry. We will use another formula on top of this, which can extract the days. Okay. So now let's also extract the number of days. For that, what you can do is you can use something like this. Extract day from max of post date minus minimum of post date. And what we can do is we can call this column as days between, because here we are using days between. Okay. Let me see when we run the code what happens. Can you see what's happening here? Now you're seeing the number of days between their first and the last post. Don't refer to this table because this is just an example input. Just make sure you actually go through the original table. What you can do is, let me just comment it out. So I'll do Control A, Control slash, which comments out the entire code. And I'm just going to select star from posts. Okay. I'll run this code for now. So this is our actual table. All right. So in this table, if you want, you can just copy it and paste it in an Excel just for reference. If you are trying to, correlate it with your query. But yeah, that's the original table we are referring to. All right. So now let me run the code. Now we have received the days between, and we also have the user IDs. There was one more scenario where the year, okay, it should be 2021. That's one of the conditions. So now what I'll do is I'll just put in the condition here where, and you remember the year is 2021, but how do you get the year? You will again have to extract the year from the date, because the date is in this format. Okay. For that, we can use the extract function again. So I'll say extract. What I want to extract the year from post date. So this will give me the actual year, and I'm just comparing it with 2021. So I only want the data for 2021. Okay, let's try to run the code again. So now you are getting the data only for 2021. Yeah. So as you can see, there you are also seeing zeros as days between, which means these users have not posted more than once. That's why you're not getting the difference between the dates. But these two users, they actually have posted more than once. Okay. But we don't know how many times they have posted. They could have posted multiple times as well. So what do we do in this case? The second condition is who posted at least twice, which means it's okay to actually have people who posted more than 2 times, but it should not be less than 2 times. Okay. In that case, what we can do is we are already using a group by clause, and then we want to use another condition, but since we are using group by, we'll go ahead and use having clause along with a count function. So the count basically gives us the counts of post IDs. Okay. Post ID is nothing but this post. So every user can have one or more than one post ID. As you can see here, this is the same user, but the same user has two different post IDs. So all we are checking here is when a user has more than 2 or equal to 2 post IDs. Okay. Let me just zoom in so that you can see the query even better. All right. So this is our query. Let's scroll down. Let's try to run the code again. And now you can see we have what we need. You can validate it by just submitting this code. So just click on submit. and you can see the output is accepted now. This is a great tool. I love this tool. This was developed by Nick Singh, who's the CEO of DataLemur. And there are multiple questions like this. We'll solve each one of them day by day. But yes, these are the outputs on the right. And if you want, you can also check different solutions which are available here. There is a discussion forum where you can post your output, just add your comment here. And anyone who finds your solution better than what they have already done, obviously they can react to it, they can upvote it and all of that. Yeah. So there are multiple ways you can solve a single question. So if there is a better way that you have tried to solve this, please let me know in the comment section. And if you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing if you enjoyed the video. Thanks again. See you with another video next week.